It is a video that is now going viral for all the wrong reasons.
Because it shows parents behaving badly. Let's get on over to Jason Carr for more.
A game that usually ends with juice boxes or snacks ends with parents fist fighting, smack down. Several people hurt at a youth baseball game in Lakewood, Colorado, including one serious injury. Police say coaches and parents unhappy with a baseball game involving 7-year-olds on the field and a 13-year-old umpire. So the parents took over the field and began brawling with each other on Saturday. Investigators are trying to ID the man in a white shirt and teal shorts who sucker punched another parent, who was then down for quite a while on the ground. 4 people charged with disorderly conduct and fighting in public. No kids were hurt, but parents who witnessed it hope to never see anything like it ever again.
This is an opportunity to speak to parents, to speak to other leagues and say, okay, look at this, what happened, and take us as an example, and let this not happen again.
The now viral video grabbing the attention of youth leagues around the country, including right here in Metro Detroit. The president with Plymouth Canton Little League sent out a letter reminding parents this kind of behavior is unacceptable. The letter reads in part, "There's no sugarcoating it. We have reached a sorry state as a culture when we can allow something like this to ever happen. I know this isn't Plymouth Canton Little League, but we have had some issues of our own, and it's time for all of it to stop." The letter went on reminding everyone, hey, it's just a game being played by kids. It's not worth it. Back to you guys.
I mean, we both have kids that are in sports. I've never seen anything like that, like in person.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, as a mom of a little leaguer, that is just, it's heinous.
I understand the parents do take these sports very seriously, but
Some parents.
oh, good point, good point.
Right?
Time now, 6:43, everybody. Let's get on over to Kim and Brandon. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Remember that time you were yelling at me because the forecast was like 3 degrees off, and you were like, listen, you're way off.
Yeah, but I don't like to talk about it on air. That's like behind the scenes kind of thing.
Should I have not said that?
Yeah, I'm supposed to like have this like sweet persona. The real me gets mad at him.
Play ball. Here we go. Well, take a look. Kim and I were just checking this out.
Wow.
This is from Virginia, and somebody on Facebook put it out in the Smith Mountain Lake area.
Doesn't even look real.
That's an ocean wave cloud, also known as a Kelvin-Helmholtz cloud, showing you just how fluid the air also is. And basically that cloud has 2 different sort of layers to it, where the top layer is moving a little bit faster than the bottom layer. So it creates that ocean wave look to it. Phenomenal picture. Good stuff. Always fascinating, the weather, right? Well, currently a little drippy. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Over Ann Arbor, 63 for you in Ann Arbor, 61 Pontiac, 64 in Adrian. And yeah, it's been a little drippy in Ann Arbor. Currently waiting for this next batch, which will be on the heavier side. We have Lightning Tracker on, but we're tracking that weather to the west-southwest where it's much heavier. If you're driving west anywhere today, it's going to be heavier, especially over the next few hours. But low 60s at the bus stop, DPS. Kids, I'm not sure if you have a half day today, full day, but wouldn't it be nice if it were like 76, sunny and no humidity? Well, you're gonna have to move to San Diego, but we've got 60s and showers for you. Yay. You rock out the clothes on the first day of school. The last day, nobody cares. But we want you to be careful as you're heading out and about. Little dry slot over the area. There's the umbrella that I was going to do earlier. But we have this little stationary front down to the south, and that's just going to keep this area of low pressure stationary. It eventually gets on the move and pulls some of this wet weather over us in some narrow, heavy bands. We'll say anywhere between I-69 and I-94 for what could be a couple of hours in some spots of some steady rain. Through the evening commute, showers will be around. Your late evening outdoor plans, a little drier if you're going for that walk with the dog or bike ride maybe after 6 p.m. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, first day of summer. It starts at 80 degrees. First day. It's our trivia question, Kim. I couldn't give it away.
Right.
Friday, Saturday look great. Sunday afternoon, evening, rain and thunder. And Monday, Ford fireworks. Now, we have some rain from the models in the forecast, Kim, but we're going to dry it out.
Yeah, get that out of here.
For the big show.
We don't need that for the show. Thank you, Brandon. Good morning, everyone. Well, a damp commute this morning. Not the best conditions for your commute, but we're actually looking pretty good. Just one accident to get around this morning. It's over on the southbound lanes of I-75, just past Sashabaw Road. This accident blocking the left shoulder, still causing quite a bit of delays here in this area. So make sure you give yourself some extra time and expect to be delayed. Other than that, though, we are good. So let's take a look at construction over on northbound I-75. The on-ramp from University Drive will be closed between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. today. And then over on westbound M59, the orange barrels will be out between Adams Road to Squirrel Road. Only one lane open overnight starting at 8 p.m., wrapping up at 6 a.m. This is going to be a nightly project wrapping up on Monday morning at 6 a.m. Back to you.
This morning, a Help Me Hank scam alert exposing the ways some Metro Detroiters are getting ripped off during the warmer months.
Yeah, here's consumer investigator Hank Winchester with how you can protect yourself and your cash.
Summer is here, but so are the scammers. It doesn't matter if you live in the city or the suburbs. We are tracking the biggest scams that you and your family need to know about right now. Scammers searching for you. Let's begin with the yard scam. Crews demanding payment up front for the entire cutting season and then vanishing with your money. Many yard service companies are in fact legit, but before you pay, make sure you do your homework.
You never pay up front. You always have a holdback. And so if it's, landscaping, mowing your lawn, anything like that, payments is always best.
Big vacation scams are popping up as some of you begin to plan summer travel. Buyer beware.
When you're looking at Airbnb or, VRBO, do yourself one more step. They're going to show you all kinds of lovely pictures of this place. Capture that picture and then go out on Google and see if you can find it via the map, because Airbnb and VRBO will give you the address. Go back and see what that address really shows you.
Contractors are also putting up flyers working to get new jobs, some canvassing entire neighborhoods. Again, while many are reputable, some may not be.
Always take the information and give yourself some time. Give yourself a little breathing space. Is this something you want to do? You may not have been planning for it, but it sounds attractive. Do some due diligence. Look at the company. Do they have good reviews?
And nice weather means door-to-door salespeople showing up at your home. Don't be pressured into signing on the dotted line. And if you're home alone, don't even open the door.
The other thing, though, with door-to-door sales, you want to make sure that they're licensed. So a solicitation license for most of our local communities is required to go door-to-door. If you don't want to answer the door, don't answer the door.
Finally, the FTC sending out a big warning about scammers in your email inbox. They say they're tech support, and they found something wrong with your computer. In order to fix it, you're going to need to wire them money or pay with a gift card. Don't fall for it. Tech support companies do not reach out to you, especially that way. We'll put all the information regarding these latest scams on the Help Me Hank Facebook page and also on our website, clickondetroit.com. Feel free to share them with your friends and your family members in order to help keep them safe this summer. I'm consumer investigator Hank Winchester.
Man, it makes you not want to trust anybody.
I know, especially this always ramps up this time of year.
Absolutely. All right, tomorrow at 6 a.m. for your neighborhood, I'm going to be taking you inside of a local organization that is helping students find their passion for writing. They're encouraging school-age kids to get creative and express themselves by putting pen to paper. And we'll also tell you how you can help out as well. It's a really cool organization doing great things here in Detroit.
Looking forward to that. Stay with us. We'll be right back with today's stories to watch for. Brandon?
It is time to reveal the winner of today's trivia. All right, we want to say a congratulations. Our 6 a.m. trivia question: what time does the summer solstice start tomorrow? And our winner, Tanya Zelensky of Dearborn, said 11:54 a.m. tomorrow. Come on, summer, we need you. We love you, Tanya.
When leading-edge medical care is what you need, will you be able to find it?
Right there. We're on.
When you find the perfect doctor for you, will you be able to choose her? Can one company give you the expertise, the technology, the choices, the peace of mind that your coverage is going to work the way you want it? Count on it. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card.
With TCF free checking, it's easy to check your balance. In case your other half eats your half.
I found a woman, she took my love.
Life takes planning. TCF Bank is here to help. TCF Bank's Home Buyer Advantage helps you close on your new home on time, so you can get the space you need sooner.
Inch by inch, measure, measure, measure.
Life moves fast. TCF Bank is here to help.
Run with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Because changing your attachments, whether it's for this job, or even this job, should be as easy as
What about this?
changing your plans. Nothing runs like a Deere. Visit your Michigan John Deere dealer to check out the 1 Series.
It's not surprising that the most memorable memorials are the ones we plan ourselves. After all, who knows you better than you? So why not get a plan together and let us take care of the details? It's what we're known for. Find out how at DignityMichigan.com. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other.
Honey, this GeekSpeed internet is ridiculously fast.
We are seriously keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Fords. Keeping up with the Garcias.
The Romeros.
Patels.
Willans.
Right. No one's gonna have internet like this.
Xfinity makes keeping up with the Joneses simple, easy, awesome. Check out GigSpeed Internet or any of our other amazing speed options. Get started now for as low as $20 a month for 12 months. Plus, see how you can save hundreds when you get internet and mobile together. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Local 4 News is brought to you in part by the Mike Morse Law Firm.
Get unlimited visits with a season pass at miadventure.com. It's amazing in here.
Breaking news from overnight, Iran claiming to have shot down a U.S. drone after it violated Iranian airspace. However, U.S. military officials say the drone was in international airspace when it was shot down. This comes amid tensions after the U.S. blamed Iran for an attack on oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman.
Here are some stories to watch for today. The man connected to the Detroit serial killer case is due in court. D'Angelo Martin set to go before a judge on rape and attempted murder charges in a case that is not connected to the serial killings. Martin has not yet been charged in connection with the serial killer case.
Detroit police are looking for 2 suspects and a person of interest connected to the Coney Island shooting on Detroit's east side. A 40-year-old customer is in critical condition this morning after being shot while waiting for his food.
A Detroit woman speaking out about her terrifying trip with Uber. She says she jumped from a moving van. She was afraid, she said, that the driver was trying to kidnap her after he locked the doors and then turned off the app. The woman later reported the incident to police.
Ahead of tonight's NBA draft, the Pistons have reportedly pulled off a trade with Milwaukee. The Pistons are sending John Lauer to the Bucks in exchange for Tony Snell and the 30th pick. The Pistons also have the 15th pick. We're going to share their picks with you tomorrow morning.
Today, the U.S. women's soccer team will face off against Sweden in the Women's World Cup. The game starts at 3 this afternoon.
Sweden beat the U.S. in London in the Olympics 2016, so a little revenge today, perhaps. Temps in the 60s all over the place. Howell, Lapeer right at 60, at 64 in Detroit, and heavier showers out to the west are slowly moving in our direction. So we have 68 degrees today. If you could see, I'm moonwalking. Tomorrow, first day of summer, and 80 degrees with sunshine. So keep the umbrellas handy today. Showers will be around through probably almost to the evening drive, Kim.
That was pretty impressive
I
moonwalk.
like that.
Wow.
Trip.
All right, one accident to get around this morning, southbound I-75, just past Sashabaw Road. Your left shoulder is blocked. Expected delay. Jason, what's coming up today on Live in the D at 10 a.m.?
There's a place in town that's crazy fun. The kids will love it, and the adults will too. It has thrill rides that will make you scream and laugh, family games, delicious eats. Plus, how does fine wine fare sound for the adults? A fare for just wine.
Sounds like an incredible
Got
fair.
our attention.
The event is offering up something exclusive from a winery right here in Michigan, and we will check out what's happening around the D this weekend, from burgers to puppies to baklava. Opa! It's coming up at 10 a.m. Live in the D.
I thought it was the other kind of wine fair where everybody's, I don't like the teacup ride.
That's the kind of fare we're used to.
Right, exactly. You know, we have been doing this show for about 2.5 hours this morning, but I think the highlight was the moonwalk that Brandon did.
I love
about 5
that.
seconds ago.
Can we bring that back tomorrow?
You usually don't impress me, but that
That impressed you much?
that impressed me.
I know.
I've been a Michael Jackson fan my whole life.
81 degrees yesterday.
Do it tomorrow
That
for the
actually
first day
did
of
impress
summer.
me.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Moonwalk.
Brandon.
All right.
Have a great day, everybody. The Today Show is up next.
To the moon.
We're Spartan Stadium.
The Ford Fireworks, Monday beginning at 8, only on Local 4.
It's time for a reality check, and here are the facts. Gardner White's quality is better, our prices are lowest, and your tax is paid. Why shop anywhere else? Start with epic price cuts, plus an extra $100 back for every $500 you spend. The competition's price $7.99, our sale price $4.99, your price $3.99 with no tax. There's no limit to how much you can save. 60 months interest-free and free same-day delivery. Don't overpay. Save. Friday and Saturday, only at Gardner White.
Josie is smart. Check bank. Smarter than every person in every park in Michigan. Check bank. Smarter than every person in the world. And even smarter than every machine in the world. Now that's smart. Like choosing Priority Health Insurance. It's how smart people access a network that includes 97% of primary care doctors in Michigan. Priority Health. Think smart, live smart.
There are no guarantees in life. Sometimes bad things just happen. Other times, serious medical errors are made and life-altering harms and losses result in the need for ongoing care and wage replacement. If you or a loved one have suffered a permanent injury as the result of a medical error, Great Wall Law stands ready to help. We are committed to helping you overcome the obstacles and to seeing you through the entire process. We will get you what you deserve to help you live your new life to the fullest.
My mom referred me to Right Way after I was turned down by 3 other dealerships. She said they helped her when no one else could sell her a car. Honestly, my credit wasn't great. I essentially had no credit. I was shocked when they got me into a 2016 Jeep. I can't wait to show everyone my new car. Thank you, Right Way.
Shift your status into overdrive with Right Way's new 2013 or newer program. Call 888-RIGHT-WAY or visit us at rightway.com.
The competition talks about their advantage. At Gardner White, we believe it's all about you. With the largest selection and the lowest prices, it's easy to have the home you'll love. No interest? You got it. Up to 60 months to pay. Down payment? 0. Hidden fees? None. Sales tax? We pay it. And free same-day delivery? We're the only store that can do that. Don't overpay at other stores. Gardner White saves you more. We guarantee it.
Need something investigated? Contact the Defenders on Local 4 and click on Detroit.
Good morning. Breaking news. Shot down. Iran takes aim at a U.S. drone overnight. A surface-to-air missile downing the Navy aircraft off the coast of Iran in a major escalation. The U.S. calling that attack unprovoked. Iran saying the drone was in its airspace. And this morning, the leader of the Revolutionary Guard says his country is completely ready for war. The latest from Washington and the Middle East. No apology.
There's not a racist bone in my body.
Joe Biden not backing down after his comments about working with segregationist senators decades ago. His rivals in the 2020 race unload.
I think it's misinformed and it's wrong.
So insulting and so missing the larger point.
Just ahead, why the former vice president says he is the one owed an apology. Mistaken identity, the surprising turn in the David Ortiz shooting, why officials now believe the bullet that nearly killed him was actually meant for someone else. All that, plus fireworks, the controversial changes coming to this year's 4th of July celebration on the National Mall. Base brawl.
What is happening?
Police searching for the parents involved in this shocking fight at a youth baseball game. And 25 years of Studio 1A. It's been a quarter century since Today opened its window on the world, changing the way millions of Americans began their day.
I told you I'd bring her.
And we are celebrating big today, Thursday, June 20th, 2019.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And morning, everybody. Welcome to Today. Nice to have you with us on a Thursday morning, not just any Thursday morning. Where were you 25 years ago today?
I was watching.
I was watching too.
Yes.
Katie and Bryant out there reopening today's iconic window on the world. And we're going to mark this plaza and this studio and our crew and our staff with a great celebration.
Our silver anniversary party coming up.
Yeah, let's get right to this breaking news. However, it's really concerning. Iranian forces have downed a U.S. drone overnight. American officials say it was in international airspace off the coast of Iran. Iran says it was in its airspace, and the incident is being described by one official from Iran as a clear message to America. We've got complete coverage from the region in Washington. We'll start with NBC's chief global correspondent, Bill Neely, who's there. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Savannah. Well, the flashpoint we've all been talking about got very real overnight when, for the first time in this crisis, Iranian troops destroyed a U.S. military target, shooting down an unmanned, unarmed drone. So a serious escalation and also a warning from Iran overnight. And at the White House and the Pentagon this morning, no doubt, serious discussions.
The U.S. military says one of its Global Hawk drones was shot down by a surface-to-air missile overnight in an unprovoked attack. Iran claims the drone violated its airspace. The U.S. says it happened over the Straits of Hormuz, international airspace, and that no U.S. aircraft flew over Iran. Iranian state TV announced the attack within hours, misidentifying the drone as a Global Hawk, saying the country's elite Revolutionary Guard had shot down a U.S. spy drone. The Guard commander says the shooting down sends a clear message to America, and that while Iran doesn't want war, it's ready for it. It's the second time in a week that Iran has fired at a U.S. surveillance drone, the last just hours before 2 oil tankers were attacked in the same area. The U.S. says Revolutionary Guards detonated mines on the ship. The U.S. Navy displaying evidence, tiny fragments of what it says is an Iranian mine and the magnet that fixed it to the side of the ship. Iran denies involvement. The latest overnight incident comes a day after a rocket hit the headquarters of the U.S. oil company ExxonMobil in Iraq, forcing the evacuation of 21 workers, an attack blamed on Iranian-backed militias. Just hours before the attack, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice spoke to Chanel Jones about the rising tensions with Iran.
It's a dangerous moment because the Iranians are reckless, and the Iranians are the troublemakers in the Middle East. They're the most troublemaking, dangerous power in the Middle East.
All this as another 1,000 American troops are being sent to the region to join a U.S. carrier strike group and Air Force bombers.
We are there to deter aggression. President Trump does not want war.
But the overnight aggression by Iran was not deterred. President Trump must now decide how to do that and how to respond.
Well, no question, this is a serious provocation. President Trump said those tanker attacks were very minor. Last night he said, don't worry about a thing. But Iranian troops destroying a U.S. military aircraft, that is a very direct and very different challenge. Guys, back to you.
All right, Bill Neely starting us off. Thank you.
Let's bring in NBC's White House correspondent, Kristen Welker. Kristen, what are we hearing about all of this from the Trump administration?
Well, Craig and Savannah, just moments ago, I spoke to a White House official who tells me that the administration is assessing the situation right now. The conversations are ongoing at this point, and it's expected there will be meetings about Iran's latest provocation at the White House later today. Now, overnight, Mr. Trump was pressed about tensions with Iran before this news broke, and he did try to downplay any escalation, telling Fox News, as you just heard, don't worry about a thing, everything is under control. That echoes what he said last week after the U.S. blamed Iran for attacking Norwegian and Japanese oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. In that instance, the president said while he would go to war over nuclear weapons, he cast doubt over any military action for other clashes. Now, bigger picture here, tensions between the U.S. and Iran have been steadily increasing since the president walked away from the Iran nuclear deal. That was a year ago. For his part, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said the administration is considering a range of options to deal with Iran's provocations in recent weeks. Now, keep in mind, this all comes as the president's pick for defense secretary withdrew his nomination earlier this week, and the new acting defense secretary just started yesterday. Craig and Savannah.
Kristen Walker from the White House. Kristen, thank you.
Let's turn to NBC News analyst Admiral James Stavridis, who's with us now. And Admiral, it's good to have you on this day. A Navy drone being shot out of the sky. How big a deal is this? How much of a provocation?
Yeah, it's a big deal, Savannah. It's this is a big aircraft. It's got a 130-foot wingspan. It's the size of a good-sized Learjet. It can fly 8,000 to 12,000 miles, and it costs $120 million. Thank God it's an unmanned aircraft. But this is a significant step up from what we saw last week with the tanker attacks.
So the tanker attacks, the shooting down of this drone, Iran reportedly ramping up its nuclear capabilities again as well. What might their strategy be here? What is this message that the Iranians are trying to say?
I think a good place to look, Craig, is at North Korea, interestingly. So there you see Kim Jong-un. When he wants attention, he launches a long-range ballistic missile. He sets off a nuclear device. The Iranians are taking a play out of that page, and they are going to continue to ramp up these tensions as we go forward. It's a very dangerous situation.
Just real quickly, Iran is saying this morning this drone was in its own airspace. The U.S. says no, it was in international waters. What are the chances a drone could accidentally be in Iranian airspace?
Extremely small. I mean, these are very precisely guided. They're unmanned. They're run by high-tech computers. I would bet almost anything that aircraft was in international airspace.
Do you think the U.S. needs to put out proof if it can?
Absolutely, we should. We've got to seize control of the strategic narrative here and prove the case to the world.
Admiral James Stavridis, good to have you with us, sir. Thank you.
Also this morning, issues of race are suddenly front and center in the 2020 battle for the White House. Joe Biden says he will not apologize for touting his work with segregationist senators back in the 1970s, despite an outcry from his Democratic rivals. And a renewed debate over reparations for slavery has jumped from the campaign trail to Congress now. We've got two reports this morning, starting with White House correspondent Peter Alexander. Peter, good morning to you.
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. With Joe Biden taking to the Democratic debate stage exactly 1 week from today, the fireworks have already started. The flashpoint here, Biden's comments, as you noted, invoking his work with segregationist senators early in his career, arguing it's a sign of his ability to forge those personal relationships, even with politicians that he strongly disagrees with. But his rivals say it is proof that Biden is out of touch with the times and out of step with his party.
Overnight, former Vice President Joe Biden firing back at his critics.
There's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career, period.
How does it feel that your Democratic rivals are implicitly saying that you have issues talking about race?
They know better.
The Democratic frontrunner on defense and digging in after touting his working relationship with two segregationist senators during the 1970s, Mississippi's James Eastland and Georgia's Herman Talmadge, both Democrats. Senator Cory Booker blasting Biden's comments as wrong, calling on him to apologize. Biden defiant.
Cory should apologize. He knows better.
Booker responding overnight.
So for his posture to be to me, I've done nothing wrong, you should apologize, I'm not a racist, is so insulting and so missing the larger point that he should not have to have explained to him.
Several of Biden's 2020 rivals pouncing, aiming to cast him as out of step with an increasingly progressive Democratic Party.
To coddle the reputations of segregationists, of people who, if they had their way, I would literally not be standing here as a member of the United States Senate, is, I think, it's misinformed and it's wrong.
I don't think that you should be bragging about working on a bipartisan basis with segregationists.
The firestorm starting Tuesday during a fundraiser when Biden touted the civility that once existed during his early days in the Senate, stressing the need to reach political consensus. Eastland once called African Americans an inferior race and said this on Today in 1957.
The separation of the races promotes harmonious race relations.
Biden explaining he worked to combat Eastland's segregationist views during their time on the Senate Judiciary Committee, pushing to extend the Voting Rights Act.
You don't have to like the people in terms of their views, but you just simply make the case and you beat them.
Biden, who served alongside the nation's first African-American president, of course, has long touted his civil rights record, and he has strong support within the black community. Still, Biden's aides have long urged him not to discuss his relationships with segregationist senators. Craig and Savannah.
Peter Alexander from the White House. Peter, thank you.
And race is at the center of a tense debate on Capitol Hill as well. The first congressional hearing in more than a decade on reparations was held yesterday, explored the idea of using taxpayer dollars to compensate descendants of U.S. slaves. NBC's Jeff Bennett is on the story for us. Hi, Jeff. Good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. We heard impassioned and at times heated testimony yesterday as to whether or how descendants of slaves should be compensated for that forced labor and the centuries of discrimination that followed. The question of reparations picking up traction and gaining attention both on the campaign trail and here on Capitol Hill. Once politically unpopular, it's now a major issue for 2020 Democratic presidential hopefuls. Reparations. Many now backing the controversial concept of payments or policies aimed at repairing lingering effects from centuries of slavery and discrimination.
These injustices do not just cause injustice for African Americans. It enforces a deep injustice in our nation as a whole. It is a cancer on the soul of our country.
Senator and Democratic presidential candidate Cory Booker speaking at a congressional hearing Wednesday, as House Democrats call for a bipartisan commission to study reparations.
What this committee must know.
Inviting the best-selling author, Ta-Nehisi Coates, whose 2014 article reignited the debate.
Why should the federal government bear responsibility for economic and social damages to the descendants of the enslaved?
I think the most obvious reason is because the federal government is complicit in it.
Reparations were once viewed as a fringe idea, but a wave of grassroots activism around racial inequality and economic injustice is sparking a shift. 54% of Democratic primary voters now say they're likely to support a candidate who backs reparations, according to a recent Fox News poll. But many Republicans reject the idea.
We're so far removed from the event.
We've, tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war, by passing landmark civil rights legislation. We've elected an African-American president.
A view which Ta-Nehisi Coates addressed head-on.
Many of us would love to be taxed for the things we are solely and individually responsible for. But we are American citizens and thus bound to a collective enterprise that extends beyond our individual and personal reach.
Now, this bill faces major obstacles, but that has not stopped the national conversation about America's history with slavery and how it should best atone for its past. Savannah, Craig.
Jeff Bennett on the Hill this morning. Jeff, thank you.
President Trump is speaking out on a range of topics, from U.S.-Mexico relations to the 2020 presidential election. He sat down with NBC and Telemundo anchor Jose Diaz-Balart for his first interview on a Spanish-language television network. Here's a preview.
Who would you prefer as an adversary?
I really, I've been asked that question, honestly. You never know. You never know. I could comment on different ones, but I won't bother too much. I think just a little bit. Maybe... Bernie looks like he's had it. Bernie looks crazy, but he always did. But he looks like a tired crazy right now. And Joe Biden, he looks like he's just exhausted. I don't know what happened to him, but he is exhausted, and he doesn't do any work. He's not working. One thing I found out about this job, to do it right, and I've done it right, you have to work hard.
You can see that full interview tomorrow night, 11 o'clock Eastern on Telemundo.
All right, check in with the world of sports, right? Okay, lots to get to. We'll start with the Women's World Cup. The U.S. taking on Sweden this afternoon. The Americans are seeking some revenge for their loss to the Swedes in the 2016 Olympic Games. Both teams have already secured spots in the tournament's knockout round, but the U.S. needs a win or a tie today in order to win its Group F.
Also tonight, the NBA draft happening right here in New York City at Barclays Center. Perhaps you've heard former Duke star Zion Williamson, widely considered the top player available in the draft, and the New Orleans Pelicans. They've got that #1 pick, and there's little doubt in just about anyone's mind that the Pelicans will be selecting Zion Williamson.
Yeah, because he could change the game for them, right?
Change the game for them and for the league, perhaps. Yeah. So it should be interesting tonight. Let's do this right now, 7:16. Let's check in with Mr. Roker. How are we, sir? How are we looking with the weather?
Well, unfortunately, it's not great, and it's not going to get better for a while. It's just outside Dallas. Tornado touching down, causing massive damage. We had several reports of tornadoes yesterday, and we'll probably see more today. And in fact, as we look at the radar, you can see we've already got storms firing up right now. Heavy thunderstorms moving out of New Orleans and Louisiana into the southeast. We've got flash flood watches for 40 million people in the northeast and in the Ohio River Valley. Today, all eyes are in the mid-Atlantic states, where we have an enhanced risk. 9 states, we're talking about 50 million people. Low tornado threat, but damaging winds and hail, which continues tomorrow for 8 million folks back through the plains. Here's what we're looking at. This slow-moving, meandering system bringing scattered storms with massive downpours. Excessive travel delays. New York City's LaGuardia already has a ground stop this morning. It's going to be a mess. Pack your patience. As we move into Friday, that system finally moves off the East Coast. But in the meantime, the damage will be done. Today, look for delays. New York, D.C., Charlotte, Atlanta, also in Cleveland, and on the roads from I-95 from Jacksonville up to Bangor. We're looking for Boston to Chicago on I-90, Chicago to Birmingham, and especially in the Northeast and into New England, heavy rain. Rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. We are going to have a real mess today. We're going to do your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
Everybody has a great story to tell, and our job as producers is to help pull that story out. My name is Taylor, and I am a producer for TV and podcasts. The whole production is on my Surface laptop. It's very powerful and just speeds up your whole day. I always have at least 4 or 5 programs open on my computer. I do need to be able to work everywhere. 16-plus-hour days are pretty common, so I need a long battery life. It feels weird to be on this side of the camera for sure.
Good Thursday morning. Not so good weather-wise. The last day of spring, so it's fitting that we're showers in 60s, all 4 zones in those lower 60s. And although we have some pockets of drier air in spots of Macomb, Wayne, Oakland counties, you can see from the west-southwest, more showers, steady and heavier showers are coming through in the next hour and beyond. 60s, little breezy showers through the afternoon.
Latest weather, guys.
All right, Al, thank you so much. Coming up, surprising turn in the shooting of David Ortiz, why police are now saying Big Papi was not the intended target after all.
Also, early fireworks over the big 4th of July event in the nation's capital are changes to this year's festivities, putting politics over patriotism. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Today at 5.
This drag racing champ is putting local kids in the driver's seat. But it's not what you think. They're here to play it safe on the road. Find out why he's personally motivated to keep teens focused.
My older son, John, made a bad decision. He was driving too fast. He was being reckless, and he lost control of the car.
And see how his work behind the wheel is really making an impact.
100% I believe making you a safer driver.
You know what? It's good therapy for me.
Today on Local 4 News at 5.
It's summer savings at Feldman Chevrolet with the biggest selection at the lowest prices. Lease this 2019 Traverse LS for only $139 a month. When it comes to Chevrolet, all roads lead to Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Your sleepless nights are over. Get a money-saving mattress steal right now at Gardner White. This quality Serta Perfect Sleeper Queen is just $4.99 with a free box spring. Built to sell for $10.99. The Queen set is just $4.99. This Simmons Queen set with a free box spring is just $3.99. Don't pay double at other stores. It's just $3.99. Only Gardner White gives you a free box spring, free TV, and free same-day delivery. Get a Serta King steal for just $99 while they last. Friday and Saturday. Hurry to Gardner White.
If you've been hurt in an auto accident, big insurance companies will do anything to deny fault and minimize damages. It's what they do. You know what you should say to that? Fire them. That's right, fire them. And when you do, they won't know what hit them. Year after year, no one wins more for their clients. You know what you do when you really want to win? Fire them. That's right, fire them.
It's summer savings at Feldman Chevrolet with the biggest selection at the lowest prices. Lease this 2019 Malibu LT for only $119 a month. When it comes to Chevrolet, all roads lead to Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Had the investigation into this disturbing fight between parents at a youth baseball game.
And we're going to celebrate 25 years, kicking off your mornings from Studio 1A and our iconic window on the world. Lots of surprises ahead, too, after your local.
So, Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount.
Easy, easy. But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
Johnson & Johnson is a baby company, but we're also a company that controls HIV, fights cancer, repairs shattered bones, relieves depression, restores heart rhythms, helps you back from strokes, and keeps you healthy your whole life. From the day you're born, we never stop taking care of you.
You can put your mind and do whatever you want to do. Just tell yourself that you're capable too.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
Yeah.
This is me.
Darling, I'm far away, but I will be home real soon.
Jessica? That's me. Party of one.
A smile on my face, 'cause I got to love me too. Darling, I don't forget.
Yes, I like to order champagne. Party of one.
Wonderful things you do. And I found a smile on my face, 'cause I got to love me too.
1850 Coffee. Inspired by the year the Folger Coffee Company began, with a bold yet smooth taste. 1850 Coffee. Begin boldly.
My son really had to be head of the household because I became a dependent. My tip is, every time I wanted to smoke a cigarette, I would think of my children.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
My mom washes the dishes before she puts them in the dishwasher. So what does the dishwasher do?
Cascade Platinum does the work for you. Pre-washing and removing stuck-on foods the first time.
Wow, that's clean.
Cascade Platinum.
The happy high is a healthy high. So find a fun way to make your style. Do whatever makes your heart grin and take a spin, then go and do it over again. Honey Nut Cheerios goes round and around.
You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this.
this year, the world's most spellbinding journey will take its wildest turn yet. Prepare to face the Forbidden Forest and join Hagrid to encounter the rarest of magical creatures in the epic new addition to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Only at Universal Orlando Resort. Stay at a Universal hotel with 3 epic theme parks outside your door. Packages start from just $89 per person per night.
Free shipping, even on furniture, with Prime.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sandra Ali. Among the stories we're following for you today, the man connected to the Detroit serial killer case is due in court. D'Angelo Martin will face rape and attempted murder charges in a case that's not connected to the killings. Rescue and recovery teams will resume their search for a missing 42-year-old swimmer in the Detroit River. Witnesses say the woman jumped into the water near Gibraltar and did not resurface. Thanks to a trade with Milwaukee, the Detroit Pistons will have an extra pick in tonight's NBA draft. The Bucks get John Lauer, the Pistons get Tony Snell, and the 30th draft pick. The Pistons already had the 15th pick. Brandon?
Sandra, a little drippy, 64 degrees out there for right now, that live shot in Mount Clemens. One of the drier areas right now, so if you're hitting the roads now, it's better than it will be in about 30 minutes with rain a little heavier here coming up through Washtenaw, Lenawee, Monroe counties, moving right into Metro Detroit. Little waves of rain coming and going all through the day today. Showers in 60s, still have this area of low pressure to pull through, so we won't get out of it until tomorrow. 80, first day of summer. Click.
Next wheel, Nicole likes to play dirty.
You're a dirt biker.
Oh, yeah. Rah, rah.
See if she finishes ahead of the pack.
Wheel of Fortune tonight at 7, only on Local 4.
This summer, enjoy Olga's amazing hand-tossed salads, all with garden fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, and topped with Olga's homemade dressings. Olga's, come fall in love.
Our biggest 4th of July ever starts now at the new Art Van Furniture and Mattress. Save up to $1,000 on all top name brand mattresses, plus free same-day delivery, free power base upgrades, or free TVs. Get our new Art Vantage reward card and get 0% for up to 72 months. Tempur-Pedic as low as $28 a month. Serta Perfect Sleeper as low as $199. Sealy as low as $399. Find your better sleep for less at the new Art Van Furniture and Mattress and all Pure Sleep stores.
Asbestos was widely used in factories and buildings in Detroit for many years. Asbestos causes mesothelioma and lung cancer. Workers and their families suffering from these cancers, even if they smoked, are entitled to compensation. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer, get answers, get help, get the Bernstein Advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM today.
Set course for Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation and prepare to experience Star Trek, Exploring New Worlds, the exhibition. Take command like Captain Kirk, beam yourself up in a transporter simulator, and navigate through more than 100 rare artifacts and props, including original set pieces, costumes, and concept art, plus filming models, including the USS Enterprise, interactive stations, and more. Don't miss Star Trek, Exploring New Worlds, only for a limited time at the Henry Ford.
Going on now at Art Van Furniture and Mattress. Find Your Fab goes on sale. You will find Your Fab up to 71% off. And right now, take an extra 20% off the lowest price. Get the Art Vantage Reward Card and get 0% for 20 months. Huge doorbusters on sofas, sectionals, bedrooms, accent chairs. Everything is on sale. Going on now at Art Van Furniture and Mattress. Find Your Fab for less.
This summer, enjoy Olga's amazing hand-tossed salads, all with garden fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, and topped with Olga's homemade dressings. I think I love you. Olga's, come fall in love.
Now, who does not remember that song? 7:30 Thursday morning, June 20th, 2019. I gotta tell you, I got a couple chills when I heard that. 25 years ago, that was the theme song of the Today Show, and 25 years ago today, what you're looking at, this window on the world, was opened once again, returning today to its past, the way it started all those years ago, and we're gonna celebrate that this morning.
You're getting a little misty.
I am. I think it's so touching, and you know, I was a young girl 25 years ago, and I watched the Today Show, and I couldn't have dreamed of sitting right here, so yes.
Me and you both, sister. I grew up with that music, and I remember watching Katie and Brian on this desk every morning. Not this desk, but a similar desk that we actually may bring back a little bit later.
Yeah, maybe get it out of the old closet.
All right, we should probably put it together here. Coming up, we're going to look back at the very first morning, the history, the highlights from our home's first 25 years. Savannah mentioned that we'll have some surprises as well.
Yes, we will. Let's get right to the news this morning, and it's a major escalation overnight in the Middle East. Iran shot down a U.S. drone above the Strait of Hormuz in the waters right off of Iran. Iran claims the drone was violating its own airspace, but the U.S. said it happened in international airspace and that no U.S. aircraft flew over Iran. This news comes, of course, amid rising tensions in the region. American officials blamed Iran for an attack on oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Iran has denied any involvement in that.
Sacramento police are mourning the loss of one of their own this morning. 26-year-old officer Tara O'Sullivan was shot and killed responding to a domestic disturbance yesterday. The suspected shooter, then barricaded himself inside the home and continued to fire shots at other officers. O'Sullivan, who was on the job for just over a year, is the first Sacramento police officer to die in the line of duty in 2 decades.
Now to a frightening close call. It was caught on camera. A toddler narrowly missed being struck by a flying umbrella on a South Carolina beach. A mother was recording her son actually playing in the sand when suddenly a gust of wind sent that large beach umbrella flying.
Oh.
Yep, the young boy steps out of the way just in the nick of time. His mother decided to share the video to remind beachgoers to really be sure your beach umbrella is securely anchored in the sand.
There are new developments this morning in the ambush shooting that wounded former Boston Red Sox star David Ortiz. Officials in the Dominican Republic now claim that Big Papi was the victim of mistaken identity. NBC's Morgan Chesky has been following this story. He joins us from the DR this morning with the very latest. Morgan, what do we know?
Yeah, Craig, good morning. And the Attorney General for the Dominican Republic says the proof lies in the pants, specifically a pair of white pants that the intended target was supposed to be wearing. Only when the shooter opened fire, it ended up being on a national hero, Big Papi.
No era la persona de David Ortiz.
Dominican authorities now believe a bullet that nearly killed David Ortiz was meant for someone else. The baseball superstar apparently mistaken for the intended target, after investigators say the accused gunman confused their clothing. This security video captures the moment Ortiz was shot in the back inside a popular Santo Domingo restaurant. The DR's Attorney General says the shooter was told his target was wearing white pants, causing him to accidentally shoot Ortiz. That target, a friend of the former Red Sox slugger sitting at the very same table. Officials detailing a complex murder plot worthy of a crime novel involving more than a dozen people, 11 of them now in custody. But police say 3 are still on the loose, including 2 of the masterminds. One of those men shown here, police say came to the club early to watch for the target known to frequent the place. You see Ortiz's friend arriving, and shortly after, police say the spotter took his photo, sending it by cell phone to a man in prison who allegedly set up the hit. The conspiracy hatched by men who had served time together, authorities say, who then hired several others to carry it out. The motive, still a question. Police only saying that this man, Victor Hugo Gomez Vasquez, had a former business relationship with the intended target that went bad, then blamed him when he was later arrested and imprisoned on drug charges. Police stressing that Ortiz's friend has no criminal background. Meanwhile, in Boston, Big Papi's condition continues to improve. Numerous surgeries have left him without a gallbladder and part of his intestines and liver. But in a statement, Ortiz's wife Tiffany writes, "The baseball icon is on the mend, having been upgraded to good condition after a rough couple weeks."
Good to know Big Papi is getting better. But Morgan, what more do we know about those suspects who are still on the loose?
Yeah, Craig, Dominican authorities are working hand in hand with U.S. officials to try to track down those fugitives, some of whom may be hiding in the United States. And we're told the alleged mastermind is a wanted man by the DEA. Greg, Savannah.
Such a bizarre story. All right, Morgan Chesky there in the DR. Morgan, thank you.
7:35. Mr. Roker is here. What are you looking at this
Looking
morning?
at some heat starting to file into the country and bringing in heat advisories down through Texas because we're going to have hot, warm, muggy air. And so look at these temperatures, but even more importantly, the heat indexes. Going to feel like 109 in New Orleans today, 111 in Houston, 100 in Fort Smith. Nashville's going to feel like it's 88, Tallahassee 105. And tomorrow that spreads to the east with Charleston almost feeling like 100. Same in Tampa. Mobile will be 106. Same in Austin and in Shreveport. And into next week, New York City finally starting to warm up, getting up into the 80s. Raleigh will be into the 90s, same in Atlanta. Mid to upper 80s in Indianapolis. Kansas City looking to as well with a high on Saturday near 90. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
60s and wet today. We have 50s up in some parts of St. Clair, Sanilac counties, but rain showers are going to increase here over the next 30 to 60 minutes as they already have been heaviest to our west, but coming and going with rain pockets and 60s through the afternoon.
The Jeopardy Teen Tournament is back.
Did I mention there's $100K up for grabs? Nice.
Tonight at 7:30, only on Local 4.
All right, Al, thanks. Coming up, what could be controversial about the 4th of July celebration on the National Mall? The big changes this year that are causing a stir in Washington.
First, though, the police investigation just launched into this fight between parents at a youth baseball game. We're going to have the very latest right after this.
Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. So when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
It's like yoga for your taste buds. New Too Good Greek low-fat yogurt. Slow strained down to 2 grams of sugar. Do good by you.
Relax, it's just a bug.
That's not a bug! That's not a bug! Hit and drone. Seen it, covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
For 3 days only, Friday to Sunday, it's Power Penny Days at JCPenney. Save big on towels, men's and women's tees, and $9 swimwear for him and her. High-powered savings and no coupon needed. JCPenney.
Oh my goodness, that's a heart in my Honey Nut Cheerios. I've been so focused on the sweet taste that I forgot that it can help lower cholesterol. Honey Nut Cheerios!
With TripAdvisor, it's easy to discover and book amazing things to do wherever you're headed, including hidden gems that can really make your trip one of a kind, so you can enjoy the best of the best kept secrets. Book things to do on TripAdvisor.
Here are even more reasons to join T-Mobile. 1, do you like Netflix? Sure you do. That's why it's on us. 2, unlimited data. Use as much as you want, when you want. 3, no surprises on your bill. Taxes and fees included. Still think you have a better deal? Bring in your discount, and we'll match it. That's right. T-Mobile will match your discount.
At Panera, our salads are uniquely crafted.
with peak season berries, creamy avocado, and a dressing fit for a goddess. Come taste what a salad should be. And order online for delivery right to you. Panera, food as it should be.
No way, sister. Try Listerine Ready Tabs. They turn into liquid as you chew so you can swish and clean your whole mouth on the go. Try Listerine Ready Tabs and see Men in Black International in theaters.
The dawn of the great family road trip, and you're riding high. But look what's riding low. You forgot to check the tires. Drive them into Discount Tire. Let's get them checked and let's get you taken care of.
Yes, please. Daisy Cottage, you know I want it. Oh, it got me saying I need something quick, something light, something tasty for me. Yes, please. Daisy Cottage. Only the best, wholesome and fresh gives me what I need. Daisy Cottage. You make it so easy. Yes, please. Daisy Cottage cheese.
Pink. Let's go, Mets.
Oh, man.
Take my head off.
To love somebody, to love somebody.
And this morning on In Depth today, as Carson joins the table, the latest on a shocking scene at a youth baseball game in Colorado.
Yeah, wait till you see this. A massive brawl broke out on the field between parents right in front of their stunned 7-year-old children. NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer has more on how this all unfolded in an investigation now. Miguel, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Police in Lakewood, Colorado tweeted the video out when they were trying to identify the man at the center of the brawl. Like other parents, he could face a felony for his role in the fight.
What is happening? The baseball game between 7-year-olds turned into a street fight between adults.
Cannot happen. This cannot happen.
A base-clearing base brawl that left at least one person seriously injured after parents began to argue with one another during a heated game between kids.
It appears that both coaches and parents from both teams begin to confront each other in front of a dugout. Shoving match ensues, and not far after that, fights start breaking out.
In a scene described by officers as shocking and disappointing, just behind the melee, one woman is seen ushering frightened children off the field, running away from the fist fight. Moments later, as one man is pummeled to the ground, a young girl watches just feet away.
I'm sad and ashamed that it happened.
Nate Thurber and his wife Lizmar say they tried to break up the brawl.
The kids were in shock. I just yelled at them, just go. I just told them leave.
My heart is broken for our children, both teams, that they had to experience this violence between adults.
Hoping to make more arrests today, police in Lakewood, Colorado tweeted the video while trying to identify this man involved in the attack. Some adults caught sucker punching others. More than a dozen parents could be cited. No children were injured.
These are their coaches, these are their parents, these are the people that they look up to, that they learn from, and you have to ask yourself, what are they learning watching this?
In what is just the latest in a long list of parents behaving badly at sporting events, this morning police say these are the real children who need to grow up.
Police say they've already issued 4 citations. More are likely to come, and they are taking this incredibly seriously, saying some of the adults could face felony charges. Others could be charged with child abuse for putting their children in danger. Guys, back to you.
Miguel Almaguer. I don't even know what to say about that.
I go to a lot of youth baseball games. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. It's
really?
Amazing.
Wait, how?
It's
Why?
incredible. The parents. Poor kids are out there playing their hearts out, trying to learn about sportsmanship, and so many parents get just so crazy at your average Little League game.
At a Little League game, they need to get a grip.
That's why they're having so many problems with getting officials.
I hope these people are actually punished, so maybe it'll send a national message out to parents.
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's a felony.
Well, in this case, the umpire was a kid.
I know.
It's
Sad.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Just ahead here on a Thursday morning, some unexpected fireworks tied to the 4th of July, the clash over politics and parades on the National Mall. Right after this.
With Ford Pass, rewards are just a tap away.
whether it's using rewards points toward things like complimentary maintenance or for vehicle accessories. And with Ford Pass, a tap can also get you 24/7 roadside assistance and lock your vehicle. Only Ford Pass puts all this in the palm of your hand. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving.
Can you love wearing powerful sunscreen? Yes. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer. Unbeatable protection helps prevent early skin aging and skin cancer with a clean feel. The best for your skin. Ultra Sheer. Neutrogena.
We're going on a road trip. Vacation! Tonight. The whole gang's still together.
Nuts.
Oh, yeah. Be the first to see the movie critics are calling the funniest movie of the year.
Whoa! Everything's gonna be okay.
Toy Story 4. Rated G. See it tonight.
To present the flavor we've all been waiting for, the hazelnut spread M&M's Spoke Candy.
Oh my.
What did you do?
We ate him.
With somebody, I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody who loves me.
Alexa, play Whitney Houston on Amazon Music.
Tired of constantly battling lingering smells in your home like pet, shoe, and body odors? For long-lasting, continuous freshness, try Febreze Plug. Febreze Plug provides 1,200 hours of freshness with a unique dual-chamber design that alternates between harmonized scents for a continuous renewal of fragrance. Plus, Febreze Plug is formulated with Odor Clear technology, which cleans away odors instead of just masking them. For freshness you'll notice week after week, try Febreze Plug.
Who wants something delicious? Now, buy your family 3 Blue Diamond Almond Breeze products and receive a free Toy Story 4 movie ticket.
Thanks, Mom.
See Disney Pixar's Toy Story 4 in theaters June 21st. Rated G. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze.
Discover delicious Dunkin' Donuts cold brew coffee packs. Premium craft coffee as easy as 1, 2, 3. Available where you buy groceries.
Most people know me as a critically acclaimed actor with rhythmic pecs, but I'm also a talented flautist.
It's just like most people know State Farm for home and auto insurance, but we've also won 5 J.D. Power Awards in a row for life insurance.
It feels good to be known for more than one thing. Quiet, Pecs. This isn't about you.
No, let them speak.
Life insurance you didn't expect from the company you know you can trust. State Farm.
It's the first real test of the 2020 election. 20 candidates battling it out over 2 nights, all needing to break through. The first Democratic debate next Wednesday and Thursday at 9 Eastern on NBC, MSNBC, and Telemundo.
We're back, 7:47. Some new changes to this year's 4th of July celebrations on the National Mall, and some people are raising their eyebrows about it.
Yeah, NBC's chief White House correspondent Hallie Jackson joins us from the National Mall with some details on this. Hallie, good morning.
Hey, Craig and Savannah, good morning to you. We are talking about a celebration that will happen 2 weeks from today here on the National Mall, a Washington tradition that this year will come with a new twist, new elements being added by President Trump. We're talking about everything from military demonstrations to music, even a speech. I'm told by White House officials the president will probably deliver it from right here at the Lincoln Memorial. But all of it has some of the president's critics worried that this will now become more political than patriotic, setting up a very different kind of fireworks over the holiday. The country has celebrated its independence for 242 years, but this year may stand alone.
On July 4th in Washington, D.C., come on down. We're going to have a big day.
Not just the usual fireworks. Think music, military demonstrations, even a reported Air Force One flyover above the National Mall. And as Donald Trump tweeted, an address by your favorite president, me.
We're going to have hundreds of thousands of people. We're going to celebrate America.
Now, critics are accusing President Trump of hijacking the celebration, making it less about the country and more about the man who runs it. In a letter to the administration, Congressman Steny Hoyer and other House Democrats say they worry about the appearance of a televised partisan campaign rally on the Mall at public expense.
That's not what July 4th is about. It's not about politics in the partisan sense. It's about democracy. It's about freedom.
And they're concerned about the cost to taxpayers who could foot a bigger bill. The president inspired by this impressive display that delighted him in France, a Bastille Day celebration he called one of the greatest parades he's ever seen.
I think we're going to have to start looking at that ourselves. So we're actually thinking about 4th of July, Pennsylvania Avenue, having a really great parade to show our military strength.
Plenty of presidents have participated in July 4th festivities before, but only President Harry Truman has taken an active role, delivering a speech about the Korean War decades ago.
I think we've been missing the boat, frankly, to show off our military, because we should be proud of them and we should be proud of what they do for us.
That's probably just feeding more of his ego. I don't think we need to spend money on that.
Hallie, what about the potential for protests at this 4th of July event this year? Is that a concern at all?
Yeah, it definitely is, Craig, especially given all the changes to this year's 4th of July celebration. It is something that's been raised, and I can tell you that federal officials are preparing for that. A spokesperson for the National Park Service, which oversees the National Mall here, tells me that this is an area where everybody can exercise their First Amendment rights, but officials are ready to make sure that any demonstrations happen safely. Craig, Savannah.
All right. Hallie Jackson there on the Mall. Hallie, thank you.
All right. Just ahead, we're going to get started. We're going to celebrate 25 years of Today from our iconic window on the world, Studio 1A and the Plaza. It all started 25 years ago on this very day.
So many iconic moments, so many memories, so many concerts. We're going to take a look back. Our silver anniversary. But first, your local news.
When you get right down to it, freedom is the ability to go where you want to go and do what you want to do. So, what do you want to do? The 2019 Jeep Compass. Roam free.
For mild to moderate eczema, Eucrisa can be used almost everywhere, on almost every body, like the hands of a hairstylist or the calf of a cutie. Prescription Eucrisa works at and below the surface of the skin. It blocks overactive PDE4 enzymes, which is believed to reduce inflammation.
And it's steroid-free.
Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa or its ingredients. Allergic reactions may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain. Ask your doctor about Eucrisa.
You can put your mind and do whatever you want to do. Just tell yourself that you're capable too. Look out, 'cause here I come.
This is me. Leonard was afraid he'd die of lung cancer. He never thought it would be COPD. You always think you have more time than you do, and you really don't.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You've tried so many moisturizers, but one blows them all out of the water. Hydro Boost with hyaluronic acid to plump skin cells so it bounces back. Neutrogena. And try our hydrating makeup.
He's a dog in every sense, yet in his soul, he's a wolf. Nothing connects them more than a desire for meat, so we created Meat Rich Blue Wilderness
to feed the wolf that lives inside your dog.
This year, the world's most spellbinding journey will take its wildest turn yet. Prepare to face the Forbidden Forest and join Hagrid to encounter the rarest of magical creatures in the epic new addition to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Only at Universal Orlando Resort. Stay at a Universal hotel with 3 epic theme parks outside your door. Packages start from just $89 per person per night.
Guys, I want you to meet someone. This is Jamie. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him now.
Not calling him Dad.
Oh, no.
Look, I get it. Some new guy comes in, helping your mom bundle and save with Progressive. But hey, we're all in this together. Right, champ? I'm getting more nuggets. How about some carrots? You don't want to ruin your dinner.
You're not my dad!
That's fair. Overstepped.
Tomorrow on Today, get closer to the Chainsmokers when the super hot Grammy-winning duo performs live on the Plaza. It's the City Concert Series, tomorrow, only on Today.
I loved it. You came out and you just owned this.
The search is on for the next big name in comedy.
Is your phone ringing, girl? Oh, wait, girl, I think that's my phone. I'm at the movie.
Bring the funny, Tuesday, July 9th on NBC. Madonna and Fallon have had legendary moments, and tonight, Madonna is back with a neon dance-off. New Tonight Show. Then Seth has Rihanna and Aubrey Plaza. All new tonight.
Where superstars create their next #1 hit. Songland, Tuesdays on NBC.
Good morning again, everyone. I'm Sandra Ali. Detroit police asking for your help in the search for a missing 16-year-old girl. Here's a picture of her. Her name is Sylvia Shalal. She was last seen on June 7th on 52nd Street near Michigan Avenue. She's new to Detroit, and police say she only speaks Spanish. Brandon?
Well, it's a wet start for sure. Low 60s in all 4 zones, and more wet weather coming in as we speak through Washtenaw County into downriver, Romulus out at the airport. So rounds of rain at times gets a little heavy, but not too intense as far as strong, severe weather. We're going to stay in the 60s, and the rain sticks around possibly through 5 or 6 p.m. It's the last day of spring, so summer starts tomorrow. Wouldn't you know, it's 80, 75 to 80 with sunshine. Saturday looks good. We do have afternoon, evening rain and thunder chances Sunday and Monday. We're going to dry it out for the fireworks and, of course, all your breaking news and weather on Click on Detroit.
A beautiful house for just $9 grand? What a deal. But this is what they ended up with.
Howdy, neighbor.
A tiny strip of grass. Deal of the century? Not. Next Inside Edition. Following Local 4 News first at 4 today.
It's summer savings at Feldman Chevrolet with the biggest selection at the lowest prices. Lease this 2019 Silverado for only $107 a month. When it comes to Chevrolet, all roads lead to Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Sleep better now. Score an epic steal on the best mattress brands with more free extras at Gardner White. Right now, trade up to Tempur-Pedic at guaranteed lowest prices with a free 55-inch TV or 72 months interest-free. Just $28 a month. Save $600 on iComfort, Serta's most advanced sleep system. Now just $10.99. Plus free TV and free same-day delivery.
We will not be undersold on any mattress.
Don't overpay. Save. Friday and Saturday, only at Gardner White.
The Mike Morse Law Firm recently was awarded one of Michigan's largest settlements for a motorcycle accident.
No one works as hard as we do, and it shows in the results. Injured on a motorcycle? Call the experts. 855-MIKE-WINS.
Life out here tastes sweeter with the freedom to roam at 40 miles per hour. The power to haul whatever needs hauling. And best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo. The new gas-powered Kubota Sidekick is the first of its kind. Purpose-built for speed, fun, and to get the job done right.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Selling or trading your car can sometimes be more trouble than it's worth. I'm Alex Broderick with Volunteers of America. We turn every donated car into a vehicle of hope for people in need. We'll quickly pick up your car, boat, RV, or motorcycle free of charge, handle all the paperwork, and you can get a great tax deduction. It's really that simple. Call now to see if donating your vehicle makes sense for you.
T-minus 10, 9, 8.
It's not rocket science, folks. If you want powerful cashback rebates on the best furniture with no tax, go to Gardner White now. This weekend, you get an extra $100 back for every $500 you spend, with no tax on everything. Right now, you can get up to $1,000 cash back, tax-free. There's no limit to how much you can save.
3, 2, 1.
Add it up. It's not rocket science, it's simple math. Friday and Saturday, the proof is in the tax-free prices at Gardner White.
It's summer savings at Feldman Chevrolet with the biggest selection at the lowest prices. Lease this 2019 Trax LS for only $89 a month. When it comes to Chevrolet, all roads lead to Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
It's 8 o'clock on Today, and this morning we're celebrating 25 years of Studio 1A and our iconic plaza.
Welcome to Studio 1A.
We'll be taking a look back at the memories.
JB, how you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
I feel good.
We are surrounded by dozens and dozens of incredible survivors.
Mrs. Obama, good morning.
Come on, New York.
The moments.
Will you marry me?
The fun.
Yes, what?
And the fans.
Hello, my people.
Been a fan of Today
since 1994.
TJ was born in 1994. 25 years of Studio 1A.
So join us as we turn back the clock 25 years to 1994.
East side, west side, all around the town.
Back now, 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, christening a new studio, Studio 1A, on this 20th morning of June, 1994, day one of our studio on the window, Studio 1A.
And good morning, everybody. Let me button my blazer. Welcome back to Today on this special Thursday morning as we celebrate a quarter century of Studio 1A. Hi, Bryant. Oh, no.
Oh, hi, Katie. I did find this tie, though. Here's the thing. Their chairs are actually a little bit more comfortable than the ones
I know. We might have to keep these, but there we are in the split screen. This is the actual set they were using 25 years ago today. Same window, too. And it's going to be really fun this morning to look back, take a little stroll down memory lane.
Yeah, we're going to throw it back to 1994 for a bit.
But first, let's stay current, right? Let's get the news. It's a busy morning. Right to the news at 8. The standoff in the Middle East intensified overnight with Iran shooting down an American drone in what the U.S. calls international airspace, but Iran disagrees. NBC's chief global correspondent Bill Neely is in the region again for us this morning, and tensions are running high. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Savannah. Well, a serious escalation because for